Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Barbie Phillips, and I'm coming to you from Fargo, Oklahoma. And we are interviewing people on real people, real stories, people that have had success with the use of redox molecules. I have been a chiropractor for 23 years for people and animals, and I've been utilizing the ASEA products myself for 4 years and just am in love with the products. But I'm so excited to hear from our guest tonight. Before we get started, if you're new to redox molecules or redox signaling molecules, I would like to tell you a little bit about them. Redox signaling molecules are native to the human body. We have to have them for all our cells to function and for them to talk and communicate to one another. We start losing about 1% per year after puberty of redox molecules. And we need this cellular communications, so we have to come up with a way to try to replenish those. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about a flagship product called ASEA Redox. And then that is the liquid form. And there is a gel form or a topical form called ASEA Renew 28. And they do have other products in their line as well. These are non-toxic products. They are native to the human body, the redox molecules are. And so once you consume them, they go to work. And because they are tiny little molecules, they're easily absorbed into the cells. And because they're easily absorbed, they very quickly go and act as an on-off switch to the cells. So they turn the good cells on and the bad cells off. And they begin over time to have a cascade effect. And so it starts affecting surrounding cells in a positive nature. And over time, this creates the body a resilience to stress and helps with overall wellness. I will mention a disclaimer here before we interview our guest that we are going to talk about simply her testimonies with the products, and redox signaling molecules is not intended to diagnose, prevent, or cure any medical disease. So before we get started, I will mention that our wonderful guest tonight is Tammy Garcia, and I'm going to turn it over to her for her to tell us a little bit about herself, and then also what her life was like before starting redox signaling molecules, and now what she's experienced with the use of them. Miss Tammy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Barbie. Thank you so much for inviting me onto the show. This is exciting. I am Tammy Garcia. I'm from the Central Texas area, Waco area. And before ASEA, I was just a normal working girl, farm girl at that too as well. Love my horses. And I started working for a company, John Deere is who it was. And as we were working, it was busy season, everybody doing the things. To start, I saw a blue bottle in the window. And I saw it for probably a couple months and I was intrigued by it, but never having the time to even ask. So one day, one Saturday, it was slow, it was raining, nobody was coming in. So finally, I got to sit down in the office with the man with the blue bottle. And I asked him, I said, "What is in that blue bottle?" And he picked it up and he brought it over to me and he said, "Have you ever heard of redox signaling molecules?" I said, "No, I haven't." He said, "A little bit about it, but not much." And he said, "You know what? We're having a meeting on Tuesday. Why don't you come by?" And there was a couple other gals in the office as well. And we said, "Sure, we'll come by." So we did on that Tuesday. We went by and we got to try the liquid. And then we saw the stability test. And then we heard some testimonies, and Leland Duck was there. And they just went on through the meeting, and we were just, just in awe. I was astonished. Being an entrepreneur mind anyway, I really wasn't thinking business. I just thought, this is really good for the body. And I remember that day saying, "This is like the fountain of youth." Yes. Are we hitting something here? And so on the way home, I felt so relaxed. So I just felt really in tune, really great. So I called one of the other girls that went and I said, "Hey, do you feel like kind of a little extra special? I feel really good. I just feel really relaxed." And she said, "Yeah, I kind of do." So, I went into, I had been sent some information and I kind of did, my work on it and everything. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. So I went back the next Tuesday and listened to some more, went over some more things. How is this working? Why is it? What is it? Not understanding everything, but getting the gist of it. So I went ahead and I signed up as an associate. I wasn't sick at the time, and this has been 4 years back, and then I did fall sick, and noticed that I had been going to the doctor every month and getting numerous shots only to push me through to the next month, and I was right back doing the same thing. In the meantime, I would started the redox, but I wasn't faithful to it, and I thought maybe that's what was causing it. So, I got back with the sponsors and they said, no, you may be going through a little bit of detox, but just keep going and drinking more. So I did. I upped my dosage to a good 6 to 8 ounces a day. And I felt like I was doing better, but the doctor had decided to go ahead and don't ask me why. He wanted me to go get a colonoscopy. I was like, I'm just coughing. I can't stop coughing. What has this got to do with it? But it was set for the next month. So I made sure I was good. I started then taking, the nutritional line, the Via line, especially the Biome and the Source. So I was going along with them, doing pretty good. Went to the colonoscopy, and all signs came back negative, no bad cells. So I was like, "Phew, win, okay." So going along, I didn't really get sick for a couple more years. And good thing, because there was a lot of things going on after I got over that little bout. And then here recently, I had to go in and get my heart checked. And my arteries were good. That's where it started, but there was something not ticking in my heart right. So I went in and, you did a whole heart monitor and then the scan and then went back in for a Doppler. And I was just scared. And it took forever, it seemed like, to get the results back. And they said, no, you're good. There is no heart disease. Your veins, your arteries are looking good. I don't see anything that's starting to block. And one of the main concerns was I have a blood filter in my main artery that comes up into the lungs. And they needed to check that because it's been over 20 years that I've had that put in. So they needed to make sure sometimes those get all clogged up. So they checked that. Nope, it was clear, good flow. Blood flow was really great. I still do have a thickening blood, um, but it has really leveled out since the redox. I don't have high spikes and I don't have low spikes. So, I was really grateful for that. Did great. Doctor was really impressed, and I did tell my doctor that I am on redox signaling molecules, and he understood it. He didn't ask me any questions about it, but he understood what it was, because then he knew I didn't want any more, antibiotic shots, or he asked me if I wanted any of the numerous shots coming out. I said, no, I don't want any shots. I'm good. No shots. He said, okay, that's pretty simple then. I didn't think so, but I did want to ask. So he kind of gets, my area of going. I wish he would kind of understand a little bit more. But I did go in recently, a couple weeks ago, for a mammogram, and they called me back on that one. That I had to have some more scans done on that. And they came back immediately and said, it's a friendly fat. That's all. You don't have anything there. And I was so glad to hear fat, let me tell you. I'll take that any day, but um just going on with taking the redox, and now we are coming out with, such great science that we can really have a backing. And I'm just really excited where it's going. All the products, I love all the products, and it's getting easier for people to understand what redox is and how they can utilize it and really, have more of a bountiful life. So, to help people understand how much more important it is, there's health there's wealth here. This company is not going anywhere where we're seeing a lot be bought out by somebody else, or they're just flat going under. So, sorry. Um, I'm just really, really excited to be here. And growing not just healthy, it's being mentally and being able to be around the ASEA family and how they help you and nurture you, and you just grow and feel, how does Terry tell me? Tammy, you've come a long way. You're so much more confident now. So,
Oh,
but that's it. And just, telling people as we go. A lot of different things go on there, and I'm really fortunate. I'm really enjoying this and where it's going further. So,
oh, that's great. You mentioned a couple of things. One, you mentioned the cardiovascular health, and ASEA redox molecules do impact five major areas of health, and one of them is the cardiovascular health. One is the inflammatory response, having a healthy inflammatory response. One is supporting our immune system, and then also supporting a healthy digestive system and modulating hormone balance. So definitely there are some key facts there that the ASEA redox helps. And it sounds like you've had some support in some of those areas as well. So,
yes.
yeah. Another thing you mentioned was kind of the circle of people. And that is one thing that I've realized too, is there's just so many people, and it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. Um, Everybody just accepts you for who you are, which is wonderful. And you make lots of great friends and camaraderies and have lots of Zoom calls where you meet people. Just like tonight, I have had such a great time just interviewing guests and getting to know them better. So it's wonderful to get to know you better tonight as well. I do have a question for you. What about their skincare line? Have you had experience with that? And can you tell us about it if you have?
I have actually. Um, so I do use it, and I've had a party. I had a little skincare party, went really well. I have two preferred customers from that, but I was using the advanced renew. And I have troubles with my one of my legs. It's the one that had all the blood clots in it, and I haven't had any since. But now there's not a good circulation because they had to take out both of my saphras a long time ago. They don't even do that anymore, so I don't have a lot of blood flow. So I was using the Renew Advanced on that little sore, so it wouldn't get bigger, and I'd be sitting having a skin graft done. So I was really, really amazed with that. And then here recently, it got a little scuff. So I started using the mask. And I tell you what, that works miracles. It works miracles. So not only, on my face, I use the facial products, the mask, and the Renew Advance. Those two, I mean, like I said, the whole line of everything. Um, it's just magnificent. I don't get anything anywhere else. I get it all right here from ASEA. I'm waiting for a couple more things to come out.
They do have great, great products. And you look very radiant. Your skin looks fantastic, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of radiant, do you use the cellular performance products as well? And if so, what's your experience been with those?
So I do use the Radiance, and I love it. And I've got two more preferred customers from that. And I like the energy. I don't take it as much because I don't need the energy, but I do take the mood. I drink the mood at night a lot. And then, some days I'm just so wound up, don't know really why, and I'll drink a mood. So I'm gonna say mood is my favorite. definitely my favorite go-to. And then, the Radiance. And the Radiance, my husband was taking, or he does take, and he has found that it has helped his knees. They don't hurt as bad. So, and that was the only thing we did different, was added in the Radiance, because it just came out and I was, like, bye, bye, bye. And yes, he found that his knee and his shoulder, when we ran out and it didn't come quick enough, he was probably out a week or 2 weeks. He's like, my shoulder's starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt again. So that I was like, really, really happy with. I was like, it does help more than just your hair, skin, and nails.
That's wonderful. That's great. I love those products too. I actually have gotten to where I mix the radiance, the mind, and the mood all together in one drink and drink those every day. I love them.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, because I want the
Ah,
benefits of everything. And, there's only so many things you can drink through the day. And so I just put them all in one mix and love it. Love it. The
I
taste
will
is pretty
try
good too.
that.
Yeah, taste is good too. So
Yes.
awesome, awesome. You did mention the business side of things. You mentioned a preferred customer and an associate. Do you want to talk a little bit about those on the business side, kind of what options people do have to participate, and then also about where they should purchase their products, whether they should purchase it through a reputable associate or if it's a good idea to get online, because we do know some of these are available online, and just tell us about your thoughts on that.
So that was coming in, the game, try to get as many associates that you can. So I did, and of course, not all of them work the business part, but I do have two, three of them that really do work the business part of it, and we stay pretty, close niched on that. And then I found where not to push people to be a preferred or an associate, because I had one lady, she would have been great. I mean, she was already taken off, and I went to go sign her up as an associate, and I said, okay, we'll just need your social security number. That was it. She was out. She said, no, no, I do not put my social security number out anywhere. I do not let the government know anything that I'm doing. I'm like, not a problem. She said, I will be on the redox for the rest of my life, and that I'm good with it. And I'll just send everybody to you that, wants anything part of it. So I was like, I respect you. And then that's when I realized some people, they don't want to go in that deep, and that's okay. We can do retail, we can do preferred. And I've had retail customers that just come in and they just little buy here and then they're out the door. That's it. And I actually am in a boutique. I'm very close with this lady. So I set up a facial, the skincare, the radiance, the mask, and the Renew 28. And I made a QR code for retail and the information and the pamphlet, and then she takes the products as well and set it up there, and all they have to do is scan the QR code and order. She doesn't have to stock, do anything, and it just goes right through. So I was really excited to see how that's going to do, kind of venturing off a couple different ways besides social media, and just the people that are there that are wanting to know will find, and it's just reaching them. So I'm a bronze in the company, and that's a hard step to get to, and it's a hard step to get going further. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on when we go to the next one, that I will be a step above that. But it's just adding people in and keeping plugged in, because I'm real personable. I don't want to add this person in and I don't know you.
Mhm.
So I'm very personable and want to know, hey, how's this working? How you liking it? Um, actually had to run a bottle to an older associate. She's not my associate, but she said, Tammy, I need this the little guy's not doing very good. And I said, okay. And I met up with her, had her a bottle, and she didn't have time to get it in. So took her a little sample Renew 28 for him as well. And she said within 15 minutes he was already feeling better. So, it's things like that just really hit your heart. And that's why I do this. That's why I do it.
That's awesome. And we definitely would recommend people buy it from a reputable associate. I actually had a couple customers that were purchasing from ASEA, but they were getting worse and they kept complaining and saying, and I was like, okay, I don't understand this. This is not a normal report. So I had their user and password because I help them with their ordering. So I looked at it and I finally called them and I said, you're not ordering enough for you and your husband to be taking what you're saying. I'm like, where are you getting your product? It turned out they were ordering everything but one case a month on eBay. And I said, who knows what you're drinking? And we went through all of that and we got that situated. They started buying direct from ASEA again. And within 2 months, their complete turnaround happened. And so I don't know what they were consuming, but it scares me to think about it. So,
Oh my goodness. I did have an associate. We talked to one of her friends that wanted some Renew 28, and she wouldn't just come out and say, okay, let's do this. Well, the next thing she knew, had ordered it from another source. And she said, why did you do that? You spent more than what we could have got you set up as preferred customer, and it was coming in, come to me, come to me. And I was like, I guess some people,
mhm,
they, they're shied off. They don't want to be smothered. That's another thing. We can care about people, but sometimes we smother them so bad that they're like, go, 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 go.
right.
I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Right. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for all your wonderful information. We really appreciate your time tonight. And I would like to take a moment to offer the option of anyone to ask Tammy any questions. You are welcome to unmute yourself, turn your video on, and just join us and ask Tammy what questions you may have tonight. So I'll open that up now.
And I'm just glad everybody's here.
Hi
Yes.
there.
Mhm.
Tammy, I know that the heart is, the older we get, that's really kind of the thing that most people are really concerned about. So it was great information. Are you on medicine? Did you cut back on your medicine? I know you probably did more ASEA at a certain time.
I do not take any medicine except a blood thinner, warfarin. And nothing fancy about it. It just is something that's worked for me. And I said, I don't want to change. There's no need for a stroke medicine or anything like that. So, but it has balanced it where I'm not spiking real thin or real thick. So the redox has helped the blood just sit where it needs to be sitting. And I haven't changed my dose in, how long have I been here? 10 years.
Wow.
And you've been on the product for 10 years?
No, I've been on a redox since it's been 4 years. So when
Okay.
I got here, when we moved here, I was bouncing and I'd kind of stabilized it. But the last 4 years, I don't even really worry about it. I wish my clinic doctor would say, you don't have to come back for another 6 months.
Well, good. I've been on it for 6 years. And so I've got some heart things going on too. So it has not changed. So yes, it's very good. And Tammy has grown considerably since I've known her, gotten more confident. I call this the best free self-help program that I've ever been in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. And she's true there too. How we build each other's confidence and the family. I mean, if you ever need a family, they're here. And it's not like other companies, because I've been in a couple other ones, and one of them, it was cooking ware. And I was all alone. There was no one to help me, even if there was people in this area. It's not something that nobody helps you. And I got so discouraged and just didn't do it anymore because without your team, your camaraderie, the people here, we can pick up the phone and we can call, I can call Alice, Barbie, I can call you. There's so many people you can call and say, I'm having this problem. What do you suggest? And then we have every morning with Terry, you know, and the Monday night motivational, and then we come together every quarter. I mean, we're really tight knit. We all just pretty much know each other's name. So, and if we don't, we need to, we need to know everybody out there.
Yeah. I call it my masterminds group.
Definitely.
Yeah, everybody's so great.
And that's from the top to the bottom.
It really is.
People coming in and it's kind of like where they're saying, what is it? The 3-foot rule. If there's somebody 3 foot, you should be talking. And the same thing when we were at our, our Super Saturdays and stuff like that. You'll see each other talking to different associates and, just getting up and going, meeting them. And that was a real challenge for me. The very first meeting, I just kind of sat there like, I don't know anybody in this room. I don't know anybody in this room. And then that's when I learned, well, you get up and you go meet those people.
Right. Definitely gets you out of your comfort zone, doesn't it?
Yes. And that's growing. Yeah. I've really came out of my comfort zone. And that was one thing when I went into the boutique. I had to ask her, I had to ask the question, do you mind if I set this up? And she said, yes. But the whole thing, it took me 2 months to ask her that one question. And sometimes that's all you have to do. Ask the question.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, such great advice, Tammy. And once again, I just want to thank you so much for being here tonight. I would like to mention that this will be recorded and it will be posted on our Creation Chiropractic YouTube channel. And that is our office YouTube channel. And if anyone has questions, you can reach us at Creation Chiropractic at 580-698-2852. And we would like to invite everyone to join us once again in 2 weeks at 6:30 Central, 6:30 p.m. Central, for our next Zoom on Real People, Real Stories. And that will be January 9th, where we will interview another guest and they will share with us how redox molecules has changed their life. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. And Tammy, thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for joining us. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.